It all began on a rainy afternoon at City Heart Hospital. The sterile scent of disinfectant mixed with the earthy perfume of the rain as it tapped against the tall windows. Inside room 305, lying on the hospital bed with a pale blanket wrapped around her fragile frame, was a girl named Aanya. Aanya was 22, a final-year literature student who had fainted during her exams. Tests revealed a minor heart condition, nothing fatal, but something that needed monitoring. She hated hospitals. They reminded her of her father, who died in one when she was 14. She kept her earbuds in most of the time, trying to drown out the beeping machines and muffled cries. Dr. Rihan, 27, was the youngest cardiologist in the hospital. Sharp mind, sharper jawline. Passionate about his work and known for his gentle yet firm way with patients, he walked into room 305 like he did every day, with a chart in hand and a calm expression. But that day was different. That day, Aanya opened her eyes just as he entered. Their first conversation was short, clinical, but there was something in the way her eyes lingered on him and the way he paused before leaving. Day by day, checkup by checkup, small talk blossomed into banter. He started staying a little longer. She started looking forward to his visits. She teased him about his serious face. He joked about her love for poetry. Their chemistry was undeniable, but unspoken, until the day she was discharged. "I guess this is goodbye, Dr. Mehta," she said, trying to keep it casual. "Maybe not," he replied with a crooked smile. "Doctors like coffee too." That coffee became dinner. Dinner became a habit. Before they knew it, Aanya and Rihan were inseparable. They weren't just lovers, they were soulmates. Love bloomed like a wildfire. Late-night walks turned into sleepovers. Rainy days were spent wrapped in blankets, sipping chai, and reading poems aloud. He would trace the lines on her palm and tell her he could see a lifetime there. She would run her fingers through his hair when he fell asleep on the couch after long shifts. Their first kiss was on a rooftop under fairy lights. Their first "I love you" was whispered during a power cut, hands locked in the dark. Their first fight was over something stupid, but their first makeup hug was like coming home. When she had her second heart episode a year later, he stayed in the hospital all night. Not as her doctor, as her anchor. When his mother fell sick, she flew across the country with him and took care of her like her own. They were always there, always ready, always holding each other up. 5 years passed like a dream, and one day, he knelt on one knee, a velvet box trembling in his hand, and asked her to be his forever. She cried. He cried. And she said yes. But fate has a cruel sense of irony. The twist came wrapped in silence. Aanya started forgetting things. First, it was small where she left her keys, the name of a book. Then names. Faces. One morning, she called Rihan by her brother's name. He ran every test. Consulted the best neurologists. The diagnosis came like a gunshot to the chest: early-onset Alzheimer's. A cruel, rare form, progressing fast. She was just 28. For months, they tried everything: trials, medication, therapy. But nothing stopped the erasure. The woman who once could recite Rumi by heart now struggled to remember her own poems. Some days she woke up terrified, not recognizing the man in bed beside her. But some days, some beautiful days, she remembered. On those days, they danced, kissed like teenagers, made love like time was endless. They recorded voice notes for her future self. He made her a scrapbook. She wrote him letters and hid them in his jacket pockets. "I don't want to be a burden," she whispered one night. "You're not. You're my heart," he said, pressing her hand to his chest. But love, no matter how deep, couldn't fight the disease forever. One morning, she vanished. She left him a note. "Rihan, if you're reading this, I've gone. Please don't look for me. I want you to remember me as I was. Smiling. Whole. In love with you. I'm scared I'll forget how to love, and I don't want you to watch that happen. You gave me everything. Let me give you peace. I love you forever." She disappeared without a trace. Rihan searched for months. Posted flyers. Hired detectives. Nothing. And then, years later, he received a letter. No return address. Just handwriting he recognized. Sometimes I see your face in my dreams, but I can't remember your name. I think you were someone I once loved. I hope you're happy. I hope you found someone who never forgets. Love, A. He never did. He kept the letter in his wallet, married his work, grew older, visited room 305 sometimes, just to sit quietly. And every year on the anniversary of their first kiss, he stood under the fairy lights on that rooftop and whispered, I love you. Because even when memory fades, love remembers.